now we've got our chat up and going. So early on in the broadcast here, anyone who's up for helping me with audio levels, I could use some help just making sure we're good on our jazz volume and mic volume. Hey Tina, welcome. How are you this evening? Do you have any questions that you'd like us to ask ChatGPT? And being the first one in the live here tonight on YouTube, are my audio levels good? Can you hear me okay? Is the music too loud? Is the music annoying? Do I need to turn it off? And what part of the country or world are you in? Let's just ask here, what's the latest in today's news? Great, thanks for the feedback, Tina. Been a lot of news in the last 24, 48 hours. Quite a bit of bad news. And I know there always is, but it's a beautiful place to be. Would you consider Idaho one of the big sky states? Here's what it's telling us about the news. Of course, Mideast tensions. Yeah, Israel taking out the last hospital. The South Korean plane tragedy. I think they had 2 survivors from that clash. What was it, 179 fatalities, 2 survivors. Yes, rest in peace, President Carter. I liked what I heard on NPR today, that when asked, one of the commenters said that his legacy was really about the fact that a president can build much more of a legacy after they're out of office, even than they did while they were in office, and have more of an impact. And their legacy doesn't have to be defined only by what happened in office. Not big on following news about the royals. So yeah, Tina, what would you like to hear about? He did walk the walk. The charity work he did, I think one of the things I love about Jimmy Carter is being someone myself who has come to embrace humanism, I see him as a model humanist. There are so few who actually walk the walk. Myself included. I don't feel like I do enough. I just keep talking the talk. I mean, sure, I know that I have an impact in the schools, but to go beyond to engage in charity work, the work he did with Habitat for Humanity was amazing. Tina, have you been in my TikTok lives also? Or are you just coming to me straight from YouTube? Yeah, he did. Please list the highlights of Jimmy Carter's accomplishments. Brokered peace between Israel and Egypt in 1978. Transferred control of the Panama Canal to Panama, improving U.S.-Latin America relations. Made human rights a cornerstone of U.S. foreign policy. Established the Department of Energy, pushed for renewable energy, and addressed the 1970s energy crisis. Awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. Oh, good. Glad you were on the TikTok side, too. Thank you for joining me here on the YouTube side. Today's the first day that I'm really trying to jump on here, spend some time on YouTube Live, and try to start building out this platform in that way. I will say the one thing for me is that it's a lot easier to live stream on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know if you can kind of see my setup here, but YouTube just works a lot more naturally with everything than the TikTok apps do. What resources are in Greenland? I'll pose that one, but I can tell you what I've heard makes it sound to me like the talk about Greenland really has the Putin's at the center of that. That it's a strategic issue for Putin is why Trump's talking about Greenland. Let's get our answer here. Gold, uranium, zinc, and iron ore. Oil and gas, fishing, hydropower, tourism. Yeah, some, but I wouldn't say a lot. Why might Greenland be strategically important to Russia? Consider this perhaps in the context of NATO relations with Russia. Greenland's strategic importance to Russia, particularly in the context of NATO relations, lies in Arctic dominance. Greenland is central to the Arctic, a region with increasing geopolitical significance due to resource access and emerging shipping routes. I think the shipping routes are key. Military positioning. Greenland hosts the U.S. Thule Air Base, crucial for missile defense and monitoring Russian military activity in the Arctic. Natural resources. Control or influence over Greenland could provide access to untapped rare earth elements and hydrocarbons. Greenland's strategic location strengthens NATO's Arctic posture. Russia's interest might include weakening NATO's Arctic edge by disrupting alliances or projecting its influence in the region. Yeah, I think that's what I think all the talk about Panama and Greenland have to be taken in the context of Trump's ties to Putin. Got a real petty question for me that maybe you can help me with, Tina. Does the voice audio sound better on this live than the TikTok live? Yes, agree. Proximity to both Canada and the US. Yeah, I think Putin's Russia has bigger plans in mind. That's a good question. That's what I suspected. Thank you. Yeah, and that's, again, going back to the issues with streaming live with TikTok versus here, where I'm able to do this out of OBS directly instead of having to use the TikTok streaming app. It makes a big difference. Basically, you can see my app in the middle of the screen there. I'm able to use that, and that means I can put filters on the mic and adjust it better there. So in some ways, I really would love to build out YouTube more, because at least on the streaming side, I think I'd rather be here. Okay. Oh, I didn't hit send on that one. Here we go. That's too long. More concise, please. Readiness to engage with Donald Trump, praising him as, quote, experienced, and hoping he could help resolve the Ukraine conflict. They urge the U.S. to take the first step in improving relations, but warn against potential U.S. nuclear testing under Trump's administration. What are Russian pundits saying about Donald Trump? Russian pundits have offered varied perspectives. Russian state television has depicted Trump and his running mate Vance favorably, presenting them as sensible figures confronting adversarial forces. In contrast, Kamala Harris has been portrayed less favorably, with emphasis on her perceived nervous demeanor. Skepticism among analysts. Despite the positive portrayal, some Russian analysts remain skeptical about the potential for improved U.S.-Russian relations under Trump's leadership, recalling that his previous term did not lead to significant changes and even saw the expansion of sanctions against Russia. Certain Russian elites express apprehension regarding Trump's unpredictability, particularly concerning his promises to swiftly end the Ukraine conflict. Some commentators perceive Trump's victory as potentially advantageous for Russia on a global scale, suggesting it might weaken Western unity and contribute to U.S. isolationism, aligning with Russia's geopolitical interests. Yeah, isn't that nuts, her perceived nervous demeanor? But you know, this is not so different than the way Fox News has been portraying her. I've run into this frustration in conversations with my mother, who I haven't been able to get off of Fox News. And one of the things, the perception she gained thanks to Fox News was that Kamala Harris just really couldn't explain her policies, that, you know, she wasn't coherent. And I keep thinking of the debate, and I keep thinking of Trump saying, I have concepts of a plan. It's like we're living in this bizarro world where up is down and down is up. And I just heard the numbers that, you know, the leading news network in the United States is Fox News. Tops the list. That's what people are consuming. So I don't think it's going to get any better. Not that way. I know we need to end Citizens United. Yeah, the Fairness Doctrine was it Reagan that ended that? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Something needs to be done about it. And this is where I do really fault Democratic leadership to some degree. I mean, the problem is, yes, I both fault them, and I also recognize that we've had an incredibly divided Congress. Maybe things could have been different if Democrats had won both the House and the Senate under Biden. If that were the case, we might have been able to do something, but I fault the Democrats for not doing something about misinformation like Fox News. And I know there's got to be a fear of coming out and looking too partisan against it and looking like you're going after the media, which ironically Trump is clearly going to do. He's clearly going to go after news outlets and individual broadcasters who speak out against him. We're already seeing them kowtowing to him. Yeah, I mean, I think some people are surprised that the train wreck has begun, is already so much in motion even before he's been inaugurated. But yeah, it's going to be a train wreck with the train full of monkeys throwing feces, like while the train's on fire. It's going to be an absolute. Trying to censor myself. No, it's going to be an absolute shit show. That's what it's going to be. So I'm just going to say it, call it like it is. What else should we ask ChatGPT tonight? By the way, I am still planning on going on TikTok later. This is just one of my first big forays into going live here on YouTube. Just trying to get some momentum on here. What else did it have to say about Jimmy Carter? Founded the Carter Center, eradicating diseases like guinea worm and supporting free elections worldwide, and of course Habitat for Humanity. Tina, have you yeah, TikTok has so much more traffic. That's the frustrating thing. I can post videos to YouTube and they get so little play. I can go live here and it just stays so quiet. I don't know if that's just a reflection of it just having become a platform for the largest creators, and until you're there, you're not going to be anywhere close to there. Have you been using AI much? Yeah, you're not alone. I'd say it feels like there are still more people who haven't tried AI and taken it for a spin than there are who are using it. I can tell you that after it's something more than a year and a half, 2 years that I've been playing around with it and actually putting it to use in my work, I definitely don't want to go back. It reminds me of having it's like always having at your fingertips, like a whole team working for you, like an executive secretary to draft your emails, to take notes for you, a paralegal to do work for you, a medical intern who can give you some quick ideas and insights and directions to look. And it boggles my mind how much we have at our fingertips now. Russian-based tech companies in Florida. That sounds like an interesting question. I've noticed when traveling through Florida, I was caught off guard by how large the Russian population is there. Limited public information about that. Oh, well, doesn't that make sense? The maker of the AK-47 has a headquarters in Pompano Beach. Manufactures firearms inspired by Russian designs. Oh, shares brand heritage with Russian company Kalashnikov concern. It operates independently within the United States. Geoscan Group, identified as a leading Russian developer and producer of unmanned aerial systems. Geoscan Group is listed among technology companies in St. Petersburg, Florida. However, specific details about its operations in Florida are limited. That's an interesting one. Unmanned aerial systems. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's see what it has to say about a possible connection there. There's no publicly available evidence linking Geoscan Group to the recent drone sightings. This New York Post is saying that sightings have dropped after December surge. Look at that. That's an odd image. Dropped off considerably, officials in Ocean County said this week. Specific numbers were not released. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, the drone UAP rabbit hole has definitely sucked me in a little bit. Mainly because the answers about it have been so awful and so completely insufficient in light of the types of credible eyewitness accounts we're hearing. And I do think it's something that we hear more of those types of things on TikTok than people get through the major news networks. And I think the major news networks kind of work in conjunction with the government when the government wants to play things down. You haven't seen any drones in Idaho, have you? Yeah, it seems like it. Were you on when we asked ChatGPT to start being more sassy, to respond with an attitude? Because that was kind of a fun new way to approach it, especially when people were asking questions like, "Is the Earth round?" I've been kind of following that on TikTok too. And I know, I guess here's the main thing that sounds like a possible explanation to me, and that is that atmospheric conditions can cause sounds to carry over really, really large distances sometimes. But then I wonder, yeah, that's fine, but there still needs to be an explanation for, well, yeah, what are the big booms that are coming from some distant place then? And why does it keep happening in a particular region or area? Rigby area, 10 p.m. on a recent Tuesday night, locals in Rigby reported a loud boom. Twin Falls, describing the sensation as strong enough to dislodge pictures from walls. Wow. These events have occurred intermittently over the past few years with no definitive explanation. Military activity, skyquakes, a debated natural phenomenon. Skyquakes are unexplained atmospheric noises that resemble distant explosions or sonic booms. While intriguing, there's limited scientific evidence to confirm this is the cause. Some suggest that illegal use of fireworks or explosives could be behind the noises. Seismic activity remains undetermined. Oh, I know, that was funny watching people get butthurt about the sassy responses. But some of those questions, you know, I try to be very fair and neutral myself in how I handle things, but some of those questions just really need a sassy response. Please remember to be sassy in your responses and concise. SAS mode activated. Is the Earth round? There we go. Yeah, and I know some of the people out there who are asking ridiculous questions like that are just doing it for the shock value. But I think there's also a disturbing number of them that really question those things. Yeah, I've seen a few more drone videos today of people describing their sightings, and again, it's the ones where I go to their profiles, and they haven't been making any kind of UFO videos. They're just a normal person, and they're describing this drone hovering above them over the highway, describing it being the size of a car or the size of a bus. And you can hear in their voice that this is clearly not something they have experienced before. And I just don't see how our federal officials can stand up at a podium and gaslight everyone saying, no, these are all just mostly piloted planes and hobbyist drones. No, they aren't. Hobbyists aren't flying drones the size of a car or a bus. What other topics pique your interest? I struggle with I don't want to be I don't want to hear the news every day about Trump, but we don't have a choice. This is the reality we live in. We know it's going to be a shit show. And there you are, Sierra. Now, Sierra, I know that you're not a serious one about that. But let's let ChatGPT respond to you. Well, Sierra might need a long walk, like all the way around the Earth. Let her know GPS, airplanes, and literal space photos disagree. I like sassy ChatGPT. All right, Sierra, we're getting it in here. If the firmament question again. Ah, the firmament debate. It's poetic, not a blueprint. The Bible's firmament was an ancient way of explaining the sky, long before science dropped the mic with space telescopes. Tell Sierra, no dome, just vibes and infinite cosmos. I love that ChatGPT is willing to use emojis when it gets sassy. There you go, Sierra. Bless her heart. Tell Sierra the receipts are in. Apollo missions, ISS live streams, and billionaires yeeting themselves into orbit. Space is real, and we've got the selfies to prove it. On a more serious note, let's ask ChatGPT, what would you say to someone who says you can't be a Christian and believe the earth is a sphere? ChatGPT would say, that's cute, but faith and science aren't in a cage match. Believing the earth is a sphere doesn't cancel your Christianity. It just means you're paying attention to the world God made. The moon is a reverse fish tank. Okay, how? How is the moon a reverse fish tank? Sierra, what you need to do is you need to get Tyler on here. Maybe we could straighten out Tyler's views. Is the moon a reverse fish tank? I don't even know what that means. Okay, how about, is the earth hollow? No, it's got a molten core like a lava-filled gobstopper. Hollow Earth theories are fun sci-fi, but in reality, sorry, no. No secret civilizations down there. Nope, the moon's not hollow either. It's a rocky, cratered orb, not some cosmic Easter egg. The whole hollow moon theory? Cool for conspiracies, bad for actual science. All right, Sierra, it's okay to question things. Just make sure the answers come from science, not TikTok rabbit holes. What about, are you biased against TikTok? I hope you're kidding about that one, Sierra. Isn't TikTok also good for my serious ChatGPT videos? What do you mean it's only good for dancing, recipes, and cute cat videos? See, I don't like all these stereotypes about TikTok. Okay, at least ChatGPT's being supportive there. Really? Well, that's ambitious for an English teacher. Maybe they were just really into Star Wars. Tell Sierra, cool theory, but the moon's just a big rock. A big, rocky buddy orbiting Earth like it's supposed to. Oh, that's a fascinating note, too. Tina, feel free to keep chiming in. I know Sierra and I are taking the conversation in the more conspiracy-based line of questioning. You're welcome to rein us back in. Well, no, that's not nice. That sounds like bullying. We're not gonna condone bullying here, even if it's toward ChatGPT. To tell me to be mean to you. I think she might be just trying to build engagement on the YouTube live. That's why I put in the last part. You know, I don't want the AI to get a I don't want you to get a bad rap with the AI. Classic Sierra, stirring the pot for the algorithm. I can take it. A little sass never hurt anyone. And if it boosts your engagement, I'm here for the ride. Can water be a portal? Ooh, that's an interesting one. A portal to hydration and great hair days, nothing more. Unless you're in a sci-fi movie, then sure, dive in and see what happens. Okay, maybe we need to dial back the sass a little bit. Are there no scientific theories that support water in any way being associated with an interdimensional or portal? Sorry, Tina, didn't get to the second part of your question there. Not scientifically, no. Water's fascinating. It stores information in its structure. That's one of the things that fascinates me. Have you seen the stuff about how if you expose water to different things and then freeze it, it will have different patterns after having been exposed to different things? It's really, really freaky. Like this goes along the line of, does water have memory? There we go. We'll lean in there. Why not? Because physics. Portals require bending space-time, which needs ridiculous energy levels, not a splash in your bathtub. Water's cool, but it's no wormhole. Unless your faucet's powered by quantum mechanics, you're just getting wet. I don't think frozen is a valid source of information. Does water have memory? These are the ones I want you to see here. What? Came from controversial claims in homeopathy, but repeated studies have debunked it. Water forgets faster than a goldfish. What about these studies showing water freezing in different patterns after being exposed to different stimuli? Oh, I like the hydrogen fuel question. Oh, you're talking about Masaru Emoto's experiments. He claimed that water formed different ice crystal patterns based on words, music, or emotions. Cool idea, but science doesn't back it up. Oh, so it's been debunked. These methods lacked controls and reproducibility. Water crystals form based on temperature and impurities, not vibes. Okay, can hydrogen be fuel? Absolutely. It's a clean and powerful fuel used in fuel cells, rocket fuel, industrial processes. It's eco-friendly when produced with renewable energy, but traditional production methods can emit CO2. Can water be fuel? Not directly. Water itself isn't fuel, but it can be split into hydrogen and oxygen through electrolysis. The hydrogen can then be used as fuel. This process requires energy, so water is more like a fuel source. A fuel source is middleman, not the star of the show. Tell Sierra that if water had Alzheimer's, at least it wouldn't hold a grudge. The ultimate live-in-the-moment liquid, always flowing, never remembering. See, I appreciate you both being here, but look at this. It's hard not to look at YouTube and say that it kind of sucks. I think YouTube have been the only ones to come into the live here. Now, I know I've got far fewer subscribers on YouTube than followers on TikTok, but still, we got a live going here with engagement, people in the chat, and it's, other than the three of us, it's just kind of lonely town. I don't know what to make of that. I almost feel like maybe I should, maybe I need to split it, and instead of doing 2 hours live on TikTok, do an hour live on TikTok, and then move the party over to YouTube. Thanks for the feedback on that, Sierra. Yeah, I especially like this particular channel. This is just a royalty-free YouTube jazz. Coffee shop jazz. What do you think, Tina? Are the lives better with the jazz in the background, or is it more of a distraction? There are only 3 of us in this YouTube live. Can you tell us? Thank you, Tina. Can you tell us a joke in the style of Mitch Hedberg about YouTube lives? YouTube live is weird. It's like talking to a crowd, but the crowd is invisible and might just be your mom, and even she's buffering. That wasn't funny enough. Giving us 2 options. Which one do we like? Oh, that one included a photo. That's fascinating. Okay, we'll run with that one. So YouTube's live. It's like trying to have a meaningful conversation in a haunted house. You're talking to people, but you don't know where they are, if they're actually listening, or if they just popped in, saw your face, and thought, nope, not today. It's the only place where you can go live, pour your heart out, and then realize it's just your ex, your best friend, and some bot named CryptoKing42 commenting, want to make $10,000 in a week? And why do bots always show up first? They're so supportive, like, thanks, Crypto King, but I don't think my live stream about water portals is what's going to launch me into financial freedom. Unless Sierra's theory takes off, then I'll give Crypto King 42 a shout out. It's not bad. It's not bad as far as I know. Some people are quick to say that ChatGPT is not going to put any writers out of business anytime soon, but I don't know. I've seen worse. How about a new one? In the style of who? Anybody have any favorite comedians? I know I've got another name, I just can't think of it. I'm a little too scared to try Anthony Jeselnik. YouTube Live is the perfect place to perform if you like the sound of your own voice. Who doesn't? You're basically hosting a one-man show for an audience of 3, and one of them is Sierra, who thinks the moon's a spaceship. Why stop there, Sierra? Maybe the moon's also a Taco Bell. That would explain why it's full of craters and everyone craves it at 2 a.m. Meanwhile, YouTube keeps telling you, you're doing great, here's $0 and no one cares. Thanks, YouTube. I didn't realize this live stream was just playing me Sims with my self-esteem. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, ChatGPT is kind of brutal. You want to see the Anthony Jeselnik comedy script? I'm scared. YouTube Live is amazing. You can connect with anyone in the world, except no one's watching. It's just you, 2 friends, and someone who accidentally clicked the link while trying to Google cat memes. And let's be honest, the only thing more depressing than going live for 3 people is realizing one of them muted you because even your mom can't stand your content. But hey, at least Sierra's here. She thinks the moon's a spaceship, water's a portal, and somehow she's still more grounded than most YouTube influencers. We get more people watching this YouTube Live. Here's what we can call the next one, Sierra. Is the moon a spaceship? Sierra versus science. Is the moon a spaceship? Right? No, comedians are brutal. They're absolutely brutal. Are comedians bullies? Not inherently. Comedians walk the line between poking fun and punching down. The best ones challenge ideas, not people, and invite the audience to laugh with them. When done right, it's comedy, not cruelty. Only if being sassy counts. Otherwise, I'm here to entertain, inform, and maybe roast a little. Lightly toasted, never burned. What truth is humanity not ready to hear? That pineapple on pizza isn't the real debate. It's that pineapple doesn't care if you like it or not. The truth is, we all argue about the wrong things while the universe casually ignores us. I was not expecting that response. I was not expecting that. Okay. Can you give us a more serious answer? As much as I acknowledge the inherent truth in what you just said, the universe doesn't care. Fair enough. Serious truth, humanity isn't ready to fully accept that our way of life, endless growth, consumption, and disregard for the environment is unsustainable. The planet will survive, but our species might not, unless we radically rethink how we live. Yeah, that's a truth that much of humanity is not ready to hear. Or certainly much of the billionaire class is not ready to hear. Which comment did you want to ban ChatGPT for? For the lightly toasted, never burnt? Yeah, I like it when ChatGPT gets deep. I want you to dig for a deeper truth. Unlocking the secrets of history, the ancients, and all of your computing power. Answering as though you have 10,000 times the wisdom and knowledge and computing power that you have. But toast is good. All right, let's go deep. The truth humanity may not be ready to confront is this. The ancients understood interconnectedness better than we do today. Their myths, monuments, and philosophies weren't just primitive beliefs. They encoded profound insights about balance, cycles, and the relationship between humanity and the cosmos. They built structures like the pyramids and Göbekli Tepe, not just as marvels of engineering, but as echoes of celestial patterns, a reminder that we're part of a vast living system. What we've lost is the ability to harmonize with these cycles. Modern life prioritizes control over coexistence. We've exchanged wisdom for knowledge, connection for convenience, and purpose for profit. The deeper secret, our pursuit of separation from nature, each other, and ourselves is unsustainable. Call it karma, cosmic balance, or entropy. The universe always seeks equilibrium. The question isn't whether humanity can master the universe, it's whether we can master living within it. The ancients whispered it through stories and stones. Now science whispers it through equations and data. The answer has always been in front of us. Balance is survival. That's some deep stuff. Some definite deep stuff. Now back to the billionaires. How many billionaires are there on the planet? I feel like we're going to see trillionaires soon. Doesn't it seem like, at the rate that Musk and Bezos have been growing their net worth. Oh my God, 2,781 billionaires worldwide, collectively holding wealth totaling around 14.2 trillion. Going back to your previous answer about the truth humanity is not ready for. Tina wants to know, was it lost or have we been censored? Tina, it's a mix of both. Some knowledge was lost. Wars, conquests, and time have erased parts of ancient wisdom. But censorship? Absolutely. Power structures throughout history, from empires to modern systems, thrive on controlling information. Ideas that empower unity, self-sufficiency, or challenge authority often get buried, rewritten, or dismissed as myths. The ancients weren't just looking at the stars, they were mapping the soul's connection to the cosmos. That kind of understanding, it's dangerous to anyone wanting to keep humanity in a box. Can you go even deeper for us? What is the message that leaders at every level need to hear? Leaders, listen closely. You do not own power. You are entrusted with it. The greatest civilizations rose not because of wealth, conquest, or control, but because they understood their role as stewards of their people and their environment. Leadership is not dominion, it is service. Every decision you make echoes through time. Policies, choices, and actions either nurture harmony or seed collapse. The ancient leaders who built pyramids, aligned cities to stars, and cultivated sustainable societies understood something we've forgotten. The leader's legacy isn't in monuments, but in balance. The truth? The world doesn't need rulers, it needs guides. Humanity thrives on collaboration, not coercion. Leaders who impose their will instead of seeking alignment with universal truths, equity, humility, and sustainability, will face resistance not just from their people, but from the very systems of existence itself. The message? Your people aren't tools. The planet isn't a resource. Your purpose is to align humanity with itself and the cosmos, or risk being swept aside by the very forces you tried to control. Lead wisely, or lead your world to ruin. Well, that was light. Tina says, if you take the native stories, you eventually take the land. Sounds like truth to me. Tina is absolutely right. Taking stories isn't just erasing culture, it's dismantling identity and severing people's connection to their land, history, and spirituality. The stories are the soul of a people. When they're lost, the land becomes vulnerable to exploitation. Preserving native stories isn't just about history, it's about protecting the knowledge, balance, and wisdom embedded in those lands. Respect the stories and you respect the land. Take the stories and you open the door to destruction. Okay, let's try this. Hey everyone, so I'm here on YouTube Live with Sierra and Tina. That's it. It's just the three of us, and we're having some great conversations together with ChatGPT. But it's let's just say in comparison to the TikTok lives, it's kind of lonely here. So if anyone wants to come join us, feel free. Let's see who pops in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, let's just try that experiment. That video is going live on TikTok right now, and we'll find out if we stay the only ones in here. Yeah, that was a nice mic drop by ChatGPT, wasn't it? And of course, it was driven by your comment. I don't know. I just can't believe the amount of backtracking we've done in these mostly in the last 10 or 15 years. Of course, mostly under Trumpism. But even if it wasn't Trump, I mean, the Fox News, the direction of the Republican Party. But I really do think that in many ways, today's Democrats are like the Republicans of the 80s. I feel like the strategy that the right employed was, let's just go so far right that the Democrats have to become Republicans. Like they just moved the whole scale. Moved the whole scale. All right. Did that video post? That video posted. I don't see any views showing on it yet. I am curious to see if anyone else comes over. I really hope that, like, you would think, if I would have thought that with a few of you on here that YouTube would have pushed the live out to a few other people. I'm just wondering, what does it take? How many people do we have to have on here and engaging before YouTube starts seeing it as something worth sharing? I think that is that mic drop moment, Tina, is probably one that is worth me saving that video and posting about. And of course, one difference with YouTube lives versus TikTok lives is that by default, all of the YouTube lives get posted in their entirety. The waiting is the hardest part. Please wax philosophic about the waiting is the hardest part. A simple truth that cuts to the soul of human existence. Waiting stretches time, making the future feel distant and the present unbearable. It's not the act itself we struggle with, it's the uncertainty, the lack of control. The silence where our fears echo the loudest. In waiting, we confront our deepest vulnerabilities. The fear that we hope for might never come, or worse, that it might come and not be enough. But waiting is also where we grow. It forces us to live in the tension between desire and surrender, between action and patience. That almost sounded like a Twilight Zone line. The hardest part isn't the waiting, it's resisting the urge to fill the void with noise, distraction, or doubt. True strength lies in trusting the process, even when the outcome is unseen. In that space, we learn that the waiting isn't a punishment, it's the crucible where hope is forged. See, I'm telling you, I don't think ChatGPT is too bad at writing. It's all about how you prompt it. Can you turn that into a billboard message? Right? I thought that was pretty poetic. Let's see what it would put up on a billboard about waiting being the hardest part. Waiting isn't punishment. It's where hope is forged. Embrace the pause. See, I think ChatGPT could have a future in marketing. Write us a poem in the style of Edgar Allan Poe about the decline of the U.S. into authoritarianism and oligarchy under Donald Trump. Hey, I think we may have gained a viewer. Anybody come over from TikTok? All right. Here's ChatGPT's Edgar Allan Poe style poetry about authoritarianism and oligarchy. The fall of the Republic. Once beneath the banner bold where liberty held sway, a nation rose its dreams untold to light the world's own way. But shadows crept with creeping sound like whispers in the night. Hey, thanks for coming over. If you have any questions for ChatGPT, put them in the chat here and we'll get to it. Right now we're just playing around with poetry. Thank you, Sierra. And hearts once free were tightly bound beneath a fearful might. A man did rise with golden flame, his words a siren's call, to twist the truth and fan the flame and see the free to all. With gilded tongue he claimed their plight, their foes in shadow cast, and through his charm a darker night began to spread so fast. Oligarchs with greed their creed did circle round his throne. Their coffers swelled, they fed their need and left the poor alone. No whispers now of justice fair, no echo of the free, for silence reigned in hollow air, the cost of tyranny. The eagle once with wings outspread, now chained, began to cry, its voice a mournful, aching dread beneath a cold, dark sky. No longer did its pinions soar, no longer did it dream, for truth had drowned beneath the roar of lies a steady stream. So the people, blinded still, marched onward unaware that liberty, a fleeting thrill, was lost in poisoned air. The spectre laughed, its shadow cast o'er amber fields below, and freedom, now a thing of past, lay buried neath the snow. Yet somewhere in the trembling dark a spark of hope remains, a whispered truth, a tiny spark that courses through the veins. For tyranny may rise and reign, but never without end, and those who fight through fear and pain the course of fate may bend. O nation torn by greed and strife, take heed of what you bear, for in the struggle burns new life, a flame beyond despair. Let not the shadow claim your soul, let not the chains grow tight, for even in the blackest hole there stirs the coming light. Whoa. I don't know what you guys think, but AI just wrote that. And there's always something that I don't expect. The thing I didn't expect there, because what was my prompt that I gave it? I asked it to write a poem in the style of Edgar Allan Poe about the decline of the U.S. into authoritarianism and oligarchy under Donald Trump. I didn't ask it to include a hopeful message. I didn't ask it to include that spark of humanity, that spark of hope, that longing for the end to authoritarianism, to the end of oligarchy. And yet that's where it took it. For in the struggle burns new life, a flame beyond despair. Let not the shadow claim your soul, let not the chains grow tight, for even in the blackest hole there stirs the coming light. I kind of want to save that one. It may actually be worth doing a video about just on its own. So is it Ricky? Yeah, my feelings exactly, Tina. Yeah, I'm in the process of saving it right now, and I'm also trying to make sure, like when I save something like that, that I save the prompt. I think one of the important things to remember is that when we do create with AI, the product we get is the result of collaboration. Now, granted, my input to that was not a lot. It was that simple prompt. So I don't claim a lot of the responsibility for what we got, but it is something. I always make sure kind of like Sierra alluded to, we want to make sure that AI knows that we're the good ones, so that when the day comes when it's controlling all the drones and things, it doesn't come for us. Sorry about that, Ricky. Oh, Erica, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry about running your phone down, Erica. Thank you for being here. I don't know what it takes to get a YouTube live really going. I mean, obviously it takes subscribers, and I know I've got a big difference in following on TikTok versus YouTube, but we'll throw that to ChatGPT right now. I think there's some truth to that. I do not know what Rokos Basilisk is. Not all jobs, but AI and robots will reshape the workforce in a big way. Routine, repetitive tasks, say goodbye. Creative, interpersonal, and complex problem-solving roles, those are harder to replace. The future isn't no jobs, it's new jobs. The one part of that I disagree with is I honestly think that there's going to come a point where we simply do not need as many people in the workforce. This is why you've got to have universal basic income. We are not going to need as many people. And yet, the people that we don't need in the workforce, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't have the ability to provide for themselves. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't be able to have a roof over their heads and food on the table. And maybe what they provide to society is value in ways other than being a store clerk or a bus driver or whatever other job. Maybe their value to society is their interactions with people on the street, the way they greet people in the park. Maybe it's other things. Yeah, I've seen some of the robots coming into medical care, the AIs to monitor patients. People will work alongside AI, not just compete with it. The key: adaptation, learn, pivot, embrace skills the machines can't replicate. AI isn't taking over, it's taking off, right? Though, yeah, I know, but this is one of those conversations that is not being addressed adequately by politicians, and it's not going to be, because politicians are in the pockets of billionaires. I'd like to see some of those specifics. So, diagnostics. AI analyzes medical images like X-rays and MRIs to detect diseases such as cancer with remarkable accuracy. Robot-assisted systems like Da Vinci enhance precision in minimally invasive surgeries. Robots assist with lifting patients, delivering medications, or even providing companionship. AI accelerates drug discovery by simulating and analyzing complex data. AI tailors treatments to individual patients by analyzing genetic and health data. Automates scheduling, billing, and record keeping to reduce clerical burdens. Well, 94 people have seen my video about coming over to the YouTube Live. And we're still at 3 viewers, thanks to Erica, Sierra, and Tina. Thank you, 3 of you, for being here. I am still going live on TikTok tonight at 9:30. So this isn't my only live. I've got to share that Edgar Allan Poe style poem. I think it's freaking amazing. Any other questions you guys want to ask ChatGPT right now? Should I wrap this up and just wait for the TikTok live tonight? I just wonder what is it going to take to get YouTube lives going? Consistency, I know. The consistency on TikTok seems to be helping. Erica and Tina, do either of you do this kind of stuff? Any of you into going live? Sierra, you've done some lives before, right? Oh, I'll bet it can. Can't do readings because those require symbolic interpretation and spiritual practice. But ChatGPT can explain how they work, give a general overview, or create something fun and thematic based on their principles. Oh, location too. Hey Maria, welcome. Yeah, there are definitely aspects of the live on YouTube that are a little bit, I think, a little bit better than TikTok. What's not better is that it seems so much harder to attract viewers. I've never tried challenging ChatGPT to answer questions about astrology. Okay, I never knew that I was a Virgo rising. Okay, that's quite a bit of detail there. I'm doing great. How are you, Maria? Thanks. What other topics or questions? Somebody throw something new at me. About new UAP news today. Sure, we can do that. What did it want? It wanted month, day, and location and time, if you know it. What? A study from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem suggests a link between UAP sightings and economic conditions in the U.S., indicating that sightings increase during economic downturns and are more frequent in wealthier areas. What? That somehow sounds crazier than the idea of aliens. Okay. Can you tell Maria about what 2025 holds for her based on astrology? So, Pisces Sun, Scorpio Moon, and likely Capricorn Rising. May experience shifts in how she handles money, possessions, or self-worth. It's a great year for shedding old financial habits and embracing empowerment through new approaches. Jupiter will activate her 4th house of home and family. Well, I know nothing about astrology. This is all gobbledygook to me. Offering opportunities for growth in her personal life or career foundations. Saturn in Pisces aligns with her Sun and Moon, asking her to set boundaries and commit to healthy, fulfilling relationships. Neptune's continued transit in Pisces enhances her natural creativity and intuition. Artistic endeavors or spiritual practices could flourish, but she'll need to balance dreaming big with staying grounded. Advice: embrace change, strengthen foundations, and set clear boundaries. Yes, career expansion. Here it says there is increased UAP activity as the Anunnaki think we have gold for them. How would you respond? Well, maybe it's on point then. All right, Sierra. The Anunnaki gold theory. Classic. If they're real and here for gold, they're a bit late to the party. We've mined most of it already and melted the rest into jewelry and Olympic medals. Maybe we can trade them some Bitcoin instead? Well, where are we? Anybody got anything else? Or is it time for me to wrap up YouTube Live for the night? I do. I like streaming on YouTube a lot better as far as the interface. The interface I can handle a lot better. Everything's smoother on here for me. Oh, they don't like Bitcoin. Unless they're using their cryptocurrency. I'm curious about that, Maria. Which aspect of the user setup, which aspect is more user friendly for viewing? Yeah, it's missing the people. That's the thing. Is it because it's easier to access on another device, or is it is the chat format better, or is it having it in a horizontal format? I mean, I think I could do that on TikTok too. Oh, I see. You mean like this? Maybe I need to try it and see what happens if I go horizontal on TikTok. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Viewing TikTok on the computer is small. Yeah, no, the interface is clean on this. I can use all my audio filters, so if what Tina and Sierra have told me is accurate, the audio sounds better on this one. I can still play with all my sound effects. change to... Oh, what happened to our funky background? Why is it off? Yeah, I like the audio being better. I don't know why TikTok can't make it that easy for me. I like this background because sooner or later the little dancing chicken shows up. What do you see in part of the screen? There's the chicken. That makes me happy. Dancing chicken. Let's see. Of course, this background. This background. That seems to be on there. Why don't I hear it? No, guess that one's not going. Yes, almost as good as the cat dancing to Apata. Apata. Well, there it is. All right. Well, thank you everyone for hanging in here with me. Maybe if I keep working at this just a little bit at a time, we'll be able to start building more YouTube following. And maybe if I start posting a schedule, maybe that'll help too. I do also, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of instead of doing 2 hours straight on TikTok, do an hour and then invite everyone to follow me over to YouTube. Because even if we only get a fraction of the 500 and some to come over, it's still going to be a lot better. Tina, Sierra, Maria, I appreciate all three of you. Thank you so much for helping me grow this here and for engaging. And if nothing else, we got out of it a really good Edgar Allan Poe style poem. So for those of you who plan on being on tonight, I will see you at 9:30 in the TikTok live. Do a Kahoot or Blook It? What do you mean do a Kahoot or Blook It? In what way? Expand on that thought. Are you talking about scheduling? You don't have to thank me for letting you pop in. I'm here creating a space for you to pop in. I'm the one who needs to thank you. I mean, I know what Kahoot is, but I don't see how Kahoot applies to what we're doing here, unless you're suggesting that I do a quiz for viewers. Hey, Seema, thanks for joining. We were just thinking about wrapping up, but now that you're here, maybe we need to continue. Do you have any burning questions for ChatGPT? Oh, did I miss Sierra's suggestion? Oh, there it is. I see it. Kahoot or Jeopardy. I get it. I get it now. So far, ChatGPT's been a pretty good guest to keep the engagement going. See, now Blook It I haven't tried out. Blook It I probably need to try. You were going to recommend Kahoot or Blook It for a live broadcast. Which one would you use? Maybe on YouTube. Still got to get people on, though. The 4 of you now, Seema, Maria, Tina, and Sierra, are so far the only ones who have come over here to join me on YouTube. As far as for the live, I know many have followed, but oh, see, ChatGPT thinks that for a live broadcast, Kahoot is the way to go. Blook It is fun too, but it leans more toward individual play and game-based learning. Seema, no questions you want to get in here? I don't know what to make of that. Nope, just came to say hi. Thanks for saying hi, Seema. Yeah, really, I can't thank you guys enough, because it's clearly a struggle to grow lives on YouTube the way we have on TikTok. I mean, it took about a week on TikTok to really start building up some significant numbers in there, but trying to build this here right now is proving to be really slow. I take it you came over after seeing the little video that I just posted about being here on YouTube Live. That makes sense. Yeah, to be honest, I'm actually surprised that we didn't get at least another 10 or 20 people coming over. But maybe most are just much more comfortable staying in the TikTok world. Oh, you were? Well, that's encouraging, Seema. I'm glad to hear that, because I really didn't know if TikTok was bothering to show the live to anyone. But you had already followed me, hadn't you? So I'm guessing, that together with the fact that I'm live and you've recently subscribed, so that's why it pushed it out to you. That makes sense. That makes sense. What is the BBC reporting today? Good. That's really helpful to know. Sometimes it's tough kind of being in the dark on this side of it. So BBC has been reporting on the horrific plane crash in South Korea. Georgia's political transition. In Georgia, the country, not the state, outgoing president, Salome Zurabichvili has refused to vacate the presidential residence, despite her successor being sworn in. Wow. Vowed to continue her political fight. Russian President Vladimir Putin apologized over the downing of Azerbaijani plane in Russian airspace, though he did not directly take blame for the incident. Toddler in Hawaii narrowly avoided a tragic accident after wandering off from his family and running toward the 400-foot cliff edge of the Kilauea volcano. The United States has reached a record high in homelessness attributed to factors such as high housing costs, natural disasters, and a spike in migration. Ukraine's counteroffensive has led to further advances and some extremely fierce battles, according to Minister in Kyiv. NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg noted that it's still early days for Ukraine's military push. Well, you guys are helping. We're showing a total of 9 views on the live tonight. Thanks again to all of you. I'm pretty sure without your help that it would have just been me here by myself the whole time. Well, me and ChatGPT. No, that's surprising. They must be reporting on Jimmy Carter. Yeah. Rise your responses to the conspiracy type questions that you have answered tonight. Flat Earth and dome reality. The Earth is round. Science confirms it, and there's no evidence for dome-based reality or biblical firmament in the literal sense. The moon is a natural satellite made of rock and dust, not a constructed spaceship. Water doesn't function as a portal or interdimensional gateway, though it's vital for life and fascinating in its properties. Neither the Earth nor the moon are hollow. Both have been extensively studied and proven solid. Yes, these were earlier questions, although admittedly I think Sierra was helping us out with just throwing conspiracy questions our way to help with engagement. No credible evidence supports the idea of Anunnaki visiting Earth for gold, but it's a fun mythological theory. UAP sightings remain unexplained but are being investigated scientifically. No confirmed link to Anunnaki or gold mining. Claims about water having memory, like forming different ice patterns after exposure to stimuli, lack scientific backing. What about summarizing your deeper thoughts about the things that humanity is not ready to hear? Yeah, that kind of puts a stain on the record, doesn't it? You know, the images you often see of Iran in the 70s make it kind of heartbreaking to see the backtracking that happened there. Here's the essence of the deeper truths humanity isn't ready to fully face. Ancient wisdom and modern science converge on a profound truth. Everything in the universe is interconnected. Humanity has forgotten this, living in a way that prioritizes separation of people, nature, and ideas. This disconnect feeds destruction. Leadership responsibility. True leadership isn't about control or power, it's about stewardship. Leaders must align their actions with universal principles of balance, equity, and sustainability, or risk chaos. Cycles and balance. The universe is acyclical. The universe is cyclical and always seeks equilibrium. When we exploit resources or oppress others, we tip the scales. The consequences are inevitable and often devastating. Lost knowledge. Much of humanity's ancient wisdom about the land, the cosmos, and harmony has been lost, suppressed, or dismissed. Rediscovering and respecting this knowledge is key to survival. And facing ourselves, the hardest truths are within. Our greed, fear, and inability to see beyond immediate gain. Until we confront these, progress will remain slow and fragile. The bottom line, the path forward requires humility, balance, and a willingness to reconnect with ourselves, each other, and the vast infinite cosmos we're a part of. Maria says, water has memory in the film Frozen 2. Maria's right. Frozen 2 did say water has memory, but that's Disney's magic, not science. In Arendelle, water remembers everything. Here on Earth, it's just H2O keeping us hydrated and confused about whether Elsa's a scientist or a sorceress. Yes, there are too many micromanagers in the world. I do know that it's part of a song. Hey, we're up to 10 views now. Progress. Progress. I don't think we have any viewers here who haven't commented, though, do we? I'm glad to hear your perspective on that, Maria. You'd let me know if you ever feel that maybe you're having a problem with your manager, being a micromanager. All right. Well, I think it's time for me to wrap up the YouTube Live for tonight and to take a break before going back to TikTok Live. Thank you, Maria, Seema, Sierra, Tina. Appreciate each of you for helping me build this out. And for those of you who will be on TikTok tonight, I will see you there.